Dreamscape presents Exposed by Jean-Phillippe Blondel. Translation by Allison Anderson. Narrated by Adam Barr. Translator's note. The narrator, Louis, is a secondary school teacher in a lycée in France. For reasons of cultural clarity and consistency, I have opted to maintain the French designations for classes in the collège and lycée, which run backward from sixième, 6th class, 11-year-olds, to troisième, 3rd class, 14-year-olds in the collège, roughly equivalent to middle school, then seconde, 2nd class, 15-year-olds, première, 1st, 16-year-olds, and terminale, final year, 17 and 18-year-olds, in the lycée. At one point, Louis recalls applying to elite preparatory classes at the same time as he applies for university. These elite classes, if successful, grant access to the country's most prestigious state-run institutes of higher education. Anthracite. I didn't belong there. I wandered through the succession of rooms with a glass of overly acidic champagne in my hand. I looked at the other guests. Their self-confidence, the way they held their heads, their facial expressions. They formed familiar little clusters, burst out laughing, glanced over at rival groups, occasionally glanced at the canvases, gushed noisily, turned away, murmured a spicy anecdote or scathing commentary into the ear of an acolyte, demolishing the opus they had just praised in the blink of an eye. The men wore jackets that were self-consciously casual. The women, in little black dresses, shrieked with laughter and regularly reached up to touch their male partner's arm or shoulder. A gallery opening with all its decorum. In fact, it pretty much lived up to the stereotypical image I had of such events. I did not attend this kind of gathering on any regular basis. In my 58 years on this planet, I have not, in the end, spent much time in the world of visual arts. This was only the second time I had ever been invited to this sort of occasion. The first time was over a quarter of a century ago. Back then, I had gone with a friend who was feverishly exhibiting his work with other local artists. We had hung his paintings ourselves. Whereas this evening, of course, was different. The painter was local, yes, but his fame had spread all the way to Paris and even abroad.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?